The main idea of time value of money is that the same amount of money you have today is more valuable than the same amount of money 5 years from now. Why? Simple, because you can invest that money somewhere and earn an interest that will give you more money as the years go by. Even if you are not investing the money, just keeping it in a savings account will give you some interest. Alright, let's talk about the formula about calculating the future value of some amount of money. That is, if you have $1,000 today, what will be the value of that money 5 years later? It actually depends on a few things, and here you have the formula that you can use to calculate the future value of some amount of money. So, the value of money you get today is just the amount of money you get, and that is present value, PV. And the future value is the value of the money after a certain time period. In this equation, I is the interest rate, the rate that you are getting on that money. T is the number of years, and N is the number of compounding periods per year. That is, if your interest is compounded every year, N will be 1, once per year. If it happens every 6 months, N will be 2. If the interest is compounded quarterly, N will be 4, and if it is compounded monthly, it will be 12 times per year. And if the interest rate is compounded yearly, then the N will not be that much of a hindrance, and we will have a much easier looking equation in our hand. But N is also an important part, because it does have a hand in the amount of money you will get after a certain period of time. So, now, if you have $1,000 now, and you want to calculate the future value of the money after 5 years, where the interest rate is 10% and the interest is compounded annually once a year, the future value will be this, 1610. But if the interest rate was compounded quarterly, then the value will change to 1638. The difference is roughly $28. The difference might not be a lot, but it is still different. You are going through the same time difference, 5 years. The only thing that changed was the amount of time the interest was compounded. And if you take a look at the equation, you can understand that you can easily find out the present value of some amount of money if you have the future value at hand. This is the equation. This is how you will do it. I'm not going to give out examples for calculating present value. I'm pretty sure you understand the main idea of it. And the main idea is that any amount of money today is better than the same amount of money at a later date. But there are some hidden assumptions here as well. The main assumption being that you are a rational human being that will invest any amount of money you get today. That is why I did not start with the example of if you get $100 today versus $100 5 years from now. But according to the concept of time value of money, if you have the option of getting $100 today versus $100 5 years from now, you should get it today. Alright, that is it for time value of money. You can like, share and subscribe to the channel. There is a Patreon if you want to help out over there. I have other videos that you can check out that will help you understand different topics and even topics related to time value of money. In that note, I have a video about inflation. You can check that out if you want to. Alright, now time for a short bonus. The Nobel Prize in Literature in 1909 went to a fine Swedish author named Selma Lagerlöf. I probably did not pronounce that name correctly, but she is a very important part of our history. She is the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in the literature category, and she was the first woman to be granted a membership in the Swedish Academy. And you can check out about her life if you want to, but this is a bonus section after all, and I have to move on now. And this is the official end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, I really hope you learned something new today. And lastly, goodbye for now.